Hello, my name is Geogen and welcome back to World of Tanks. Today I'm in the T-34. Now, the T-34 is a Tier 8 American heavy tank, premium heavy tank, which means that if you get some good damage, or have a good game in general, you're going to make quite a large amount of money. Now, the T-34 is equipped with several good factors which make it quite good for certain players, but would it be a good overall tank for a new player? Well, it depends if you can handle relatively poor mobility and terrible hull armor, as well as a very poor reload. But you have really good turret armor, turret front armor anyway, and a very nice 120mm gun with a slow rate of fire. Now, the T-34's gun has good penetration of 248 with standard ammunition, I believe. Let me just check. Yep, 248, and with premium we have 297, so almost 300 penetration at tier 8. It's quite good. Now the T-34 will meet tier 10 vehicles, so you will have to take that into account. Thankfully we're in tier 9 maximum matchmaking, 3 tier 9s on each team. We have 2 tank destroyers and a Centurion, whereas the enemy have 2 mediums and 1 heavy. So, we're also on Pro Korovka, 3 salient, same map, different aesthetic. But, because we have good turret frontal armor and good gun depression, I believe it's about 8 degrees or perhaps 10 degrees, going to be on the reserve estimate of 8. We also have a decent crew to know when we've been spotted, so we don't really want to show our front hull armor, even if it is sloped. Anyway, we're taking this central position in the middle of the map. Because the T-34 is relatively slow, I wasn't really planning on going on top of that hill where that T-95 is. T-95E2, which is a medium, I was going to say. T-95 tank destroyer would not be on that hill that quickly. So we get hit in the side, thus showing poor side armor of the vehicle. Now, this is a thing that you're going to have to be used to if you want to play American heavy tanks. They have all their armor in the front, mostly their turrets, with the exception of the M103 and the T110E5, which have some good hull armor as well. But the side armor on every single American vehicle is bad. We can't see his silhouette in this, but I probably did in the actual match. Might just be a replay bug, so we get a nice amount of damage into his side. Quite a long reload though, it's about 11-12 seconds I believe. I have a good crew, so it's probably about 11. Second shot takes it down. Looking for the reload. There's an ST1 there, quite a strong tank. At this range, even his side armor is effective against 248 penetration. That Scorpion G, on the other hand, if we can get a shot, would be a much easier penetration. It's only got about 30mm of frontal armor at most, and it goes in for a little under the average of 359. The average, of course, is 400 for most 120mm for the Americans and for the British. The Russian 122s are 440 or 390 depending on the tier. Anyway, looking for another shot on that ST1. He's backing in and out of cover. We get spotted from the flank, but we don't penetrate our second shell. But we do hit him at range, which is quite surprising as this gun has relatively poor accuracy and aim time. I think it is slightly better than that of some Russian guns, however. So we load our first premium round with that almost 300 penetration, 297, and that goes straight through the ST1 side armor, which I believe is about 120mm of side armor. I don't actually know on that vehicle. I do have it, I just don't really like it that much. Our second round goes in as well, and we get 800 damage done to that vehicle. We still have a premium round loaded, which is completely unnecessary for that M46. The other thing about, oh yeah, there he is. Gold, yep, fair enough. I mean, I had it loaded and I wasn't going to reload another round. our counterpart there, the T-34, takes one on its side as well. 248 penetration is mostly effective for most vehicles. And we take we take 2 hits there, 481 damage, and 4 more hits come in, which bounce off our turret front. So you saw how about 25-30 meters range, oh, that's a horrible ammo rack for that M46. You saw how that 20 or 30 meters range improved our chances of taking hits in the turret. You can see one straight through the upper hull armor. It's only 101 millimeters. So, up to 3,000 damage done. And one of those rounds we bounced was an APCR round. We don't know what that was from, so it could be a scout. Although on second chance it wouldn't be, because more incoming fire here. One heat round, another APCR round. It's probably going to be the T-54 Mod 1 or the Panzer 58 Mutz, as those fire APCR. Or in fact it could be the IS-6 and the T-34. But I don't think it was, considering the angle. So, we're on quite low hit points, as you can tell, 19. We've done 3,050 damage that we've seen in 8 hits. And we've also hit a couple more shots on that ST1, which have penned. So in this situation we can't really make any aggressive plays, as our hull armor and our limited mobility will mean that we'll be taken down very, very easily. Even HE rounds could kill us at this point if they strike the hull armor or a flat part of the side turret armor, or in fact the turret armor outside of the mantle. Now, you will find that in Tier 9 and 10 games, your turret front armor will be penned outside of the mantle by Tier 10 tank destroyers and certain tanks firing heat ammunition, as even though that is 279mm thick, it is relatively flat if they strike it correctly. But you will be relatively immune to enemy fire in the front of the turret. It's very similar to that of the T-30 tank destroyer. They are basically the same tank, just with a change of gun caliber from 120 to 155 in the fully elite configuration of the T-30. So, now this map is turned into a bit of a stalemate, as it usually does, and that's why it's not really my favourite map. It does have a good feature though for us in terms of this ridgeline, in order to use our gun depression and turret armor. But that is about it. As soon as you go over this ridgeline, you'll get spotted and completely annihilated, as there's no cover for the hull armor. In terms of ammunition, we have plenty of rounds remaining. 14 normal AP, 3 APCR, and for some reason I take 6 HE. It's probably a bit too much in hindsight. Probably 4 rounds of HE would be good enough. Those HE rounds have relatively low penetration of 60 and do it 550 damage if they penetrate on average, which is rare unless you're fighting Waffenträgers and Scorpions, things like this. Some light tanks if you're lucky. So not a lot is happening, and I do wonder why this map is still like this, really. It's very frustrating to play a heavy tank on this map, and the only reason I'm not dead yet is because there's no artillery, and because I've been quite lucky in those rounds I've taken after the first 3. Oh, of course, this tank only has 1500 hit points, which is equal to that of an IS-3, I believe. The T-32 has 50 more hit points, so you have quite a large amount for a heavy tank, but it isn't the most. The Tiger 2, of course, has 1600. So you are relatively durable with regard to health hit points in this tank. I think we can see that one round penetrated the side armor there. So the turret from the side is very big and quite weak, especially towards the back. We get spotted, but we managed to pump one round into that Walker Bulldog, the Tier 8 premium variant, before he gets taken down by the Panther too. So, the good news is we've knocked out their eyes. The bad news is we just lost an IS-3. However, T30 on our team, as you can see over there, is making quite an aggressive play, so we should support him, as he will inevitably spot a vehicle. I'm very lucky there that that IS-6 doesn't kill us down there. He's firing HE, but because only our turret was exposed, even high explosive rounds are ineffective against these types of turrets. It'll be the same on vehicles such as an IS-7 as well. Things were very strong and, well, thick, strong and curved turret armor will often just ricochet HE rounds without doing any damage. Another good hit there in the Panzer 58. I am surprised this gun hasn't missed at this range yet. It normally does. These guns are often quite inaccurate. 3 rounds come in there, they all hit the dirt in front of me, so I'm quite lucky that none of them struck the whole armor, as I did expose myself quite a lot. Put another round into that T28. Now there's only 3 of them left, but it could die at any moment, so we do have to be a bit of a pansy here and sit on this ridgeline and wait for that T30 to help us out. We've been spotted. As the T29 fires a shot, reveals his position. Well, not him actually. Another tank fires. Misses, but he hits us in the turret and bounces fruitless. And now it's just 1 tank remaining, the Panzer 58 Lutz. There he is, 15 HP left. And our aim time is too long, and so the T28 prototype takes him down. So as you can see, 4,973 damage in 13 hits that we saw. This tank excels at this kind of fighting, on ridges as you can see. But a tank outside of this kind of combat would struggle, especially in this open terrain. But regardless, that was the T34. We'll just take a look at this game's post-game stats. So here are the results. Mastery game, base tanker, hand of card, bruiser, fire for effect, shell proof, 150,000 credits almost, 6,005 experience, times 3 first win of the day and premium account. Spartan, Confederate, steel wall, high caliber and tanker sniper, and a T34, which is, as I said in the game, quite surprising due to the relative inaccuracies. Base experience, 1291, top on damage, 5402, only 1 kill, but damage is more important than kills in terms of getting a good amount of money. 16 shots fired, 16 hits, very good accuracy for this gun, and 14 penetrations, so 2 on the ST1 didn't go through. 5400 damage, 3300 from more than 300 meters away. 14 hits received, 4 penetrations, 10 ricochets off the turret. Very, very strong indeed, that turret. 11 damaged, 1 destroyed. Pretty much destroyed, or helped destroy the entire enemy team with the exception of 4 vehicles. And the rest of the stats you can see for yourselves. So, T34. In that kind of situation where there's no artillery and there's a good old ridgeline, this thing can do very, very well, as long as you're not being pushed by fast lights or mediums. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like down below, share it, do whatever you want to do. And as always, I've been Geogen, and I'll see you chaps and chapettes in the next one.